Now, I must admit, I am rather keen on television. I do like watching it. Thank God, because during this coronavirus, I have spent a lot of time watching television, and I've watched quite a few cooking shows, which is not my norm. I normally don't. But one of them I thought, admittedly he wasn't an Australian, but he said that he loves swordfish because it is the perfect fish for people who don't like fish, because it tastes like chicken. Well, guys, I don't know what he was smoking, but it doesn't taste like chicken. It is mild. It needs a sauce that's got a bit of oomph to it. But it's a beautiful fish, and it is so easy to cook, and it's freely available these days. You know, you can get it in any fishmongers. And I like it, I really do. And it lasts too, so it, you know, you don't need to buy it now and cook it now. Don't be silly, Ian. I don't mean that you keep it for a week, but it'll be fine the day after. And what I'm going to do is just saute some onion and garlic to start. And I've got a whole lot of different peppers or capsicums, whichever you want to call them. And what I've got there is a couple of cloves of garlic, which I've sliced finely, and one medium onion. So what you do is you cut it, you take out the core, and then, so that you get nice even slices, you just take off those ribs, and then we'll just slice it nice and neatly. As I said, different colours, different shapes, doesn't matter. There's so many different ones these days. What have I got? I've got yellow, I've got green, I've got orange, and I've got red. I'm also going to add one long chilli to it. You can add as few or as many chilies as you like, it's up to you. You have my permission. Tastes like chicken. Now I'll get all these emails saying, oh yeah, it tastes like chicken. Just to spoil my fun. Now you know you can take those seeds out if you want. Be a bit milder, but it's not really a mild dish because I'm putting quite a bit of paprika in it, but it's smoked paprika admittedly. And the capsicums can go in now, and that chilli. I think we could do with a little bit more oil in there, don't you? You're looking at it saying, that's a bit dry, Ian. It's a bit dry too. I've got about a half a dozen small plum tomatoes or Roma tomatoes, whatever you want to call them. And to that I'm then going to add about a teaspoon of salt and some smoked paprika, if I can get it out, about 1 tablespoon of that. I love smoked paprika, it's really very good. About a teaspoon of sugar, just raw sugar would be nice. And we'll just mix that up and just leave that to sit. Right, that'll take us about 5 minutes, and then we'll throw in that tomato, which will have released a little bit of its juices, and the flavour will be accentuated. All right, next we throw those tomatoes in and a little bit of veggie stock. Now I've told you about Ruth's veggie stock. She keeps all the scraps of her vegetables and makes stock at least once a week, and then just puts it in the freezer. It's beautiful stock. Admittedly, it's different every time, but it's always beautiful. When I say it's different every time, because she doesn't worry about what she's got to put in it. She made a beautiful one. Now, I don't know where she got them, but she had them leftover exotic mushrooms, and they were exotic, and it was absolutely superb. But I won't mention that because it was worth about $300. She hasn't made one with truffles yet. Anyway, shut up, Ian. She might make one with truffles tomorrow, just for me. Right, so what we are going to do is we're going to cook this down and make sure that the veggies are very tender. You still want a bit of bite to those capsicums, but you don't want them to be rock hard. So that'll take 10 minutes, and then we'll cook the swordfish. All right, this is looking good, and I've put the grill on underneath it, so just a bit of oil on it, olive please, a little bit of salt, and then onto the grill. When I was in Budapest, which of course is in Hungary, I was amazed how much paprika they would have put 6 tablespoons, I'm exaggerating, they would put 2 or 3 tablespoons of paprika in this. It's plenty of paprika, but it needs quite a bit of salt. Now always remember when you cook swordfish, keep it a bit under. So you want it, oh, medium, I suppose. It's like tuna, sort of a steak of the sea. So you want it medium. You can see by the sides how it's cooking. If you have a look there, you can see the stuff in the centre that's still raw. I'm serving this with a light Gamay. Now Gamay, of course, is the wine variety from Beaujolais. So sometimes it's called Beaujolais, but it's not really. It's Gamay is the grape. And this would be perfect in France with a Beaujolais Nouveau, which is that light, fresh Beaujolais, which we see here sometimes now. But it used to be a lot of fun because it was released at a certain time of the year, and we used to have it. Clichy, my dear mate Ziggy Jurgensen and myself had a competition for the first person to arrive in the door with a bottle of Beaujolais Nouveau. It's not as much fun now because it's released worldwide on the same day. So that's disappeared a bit, but it was real fun. So what I'm saying, see, I got sidetracked, didn't I? What I'm saying is, if you found a bottle of Beaujolais Nouveau, this would be beautiful with this dish, or a Gamay. And they're starting to grow the Gamay grape in Australia, I think in McLaren Vale, if I remember rightly. So that'd be even nicer. This is a French one, but just as long as it's nice and light and fresh. A decent amount of our stew, and we have a look at this. See, yeah, that's looking pretty good. Doesn't take long. Lay that on there. You can cut it in half if you like, if you think I'm being a bit messy. In the typical Hungarian style, a good dollop of sour cream. Last but not least, fresh herbs, not too much. And there you go, my friends, a Hungarian pepper stew with some really simple, and it is really simple, grilled swordfish with some sour cream. That will be magnificent.